We have somebody who we connected pretty much through social media. His name's Jeff, who's an actor, who's in town. And so he reached out to Michael and just kind of asked what we were doing and asked if we would take him to some of the assets that we own out here. So we are gonna go out to Saticoy, and then we're gonna go show him our new project in Ventura, just to, show him what we do and build the relationship. So we are officially meeting for the first time in person today. Break down the story. How did we even get here?
I mean, for me, it's like I'm an actor, and I'm on a series right now that's called Walker, and it's doing really well. We're on our 3rd season coming up right now, and I'm just like sitting there thinking, I'm in a job, I'm doing really well. I want to get the finances together. I just want to start making investments. I reached out to this guy right here through my CPA, connected me with him, and then he's just been giving me a wealth of information. And I was already following you on IG, right, and I saw the connection. I'm like, wait, you know Mikey? He was like, wait, hold on, you work with him? And it was just
small world.
Yeah, small world, insane, man. Because I mean, I see all your posts, and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to just gain the knowledge,
right,
the knowledge over and over,
right,
and over. We started talking, and he told me what you guys are about and what you do, and I was like, I would love to,
right,
get invested and start catching in with you guys. Yeah.
Amazing. And break down how it works, at least when you sign with a show or a series. Do you get paid for the total series? Is it out? How does the comp go?
It's per episode.
Okay.
You get paid per episode, and I mean, there's a lot of negotiations that's involved with, right, the lawyers and agents and all that.
But high level, paid per episode. And are you guaranteed the season? Or
no, that's the thing. You're never guaranteed a season. Nothing's guaranteed in this business at all.
Right.
As far as like a series, you might shoot a pilot, which is the first episode of a series, and that's kind of like the pitch. Like the network, sees the pilot, they're like, oh, okay, this looks like it could go, or maybe it's not really gonna go. But the thing about it is, it's never guaranteed. It's really based on like audience, numbers, things like that.
Knowing that there is some variables into your future, right? I imagine that you have to be pretty diligent on planning for the unknown and, having either a safety net or some working capital moving forward. For sure. Always on your mind?
For sure, especially now. Prior to this, I mean, I've been doing well in the business. I've worked on various shows, but for where I am right now, it's like I know I'm in a very fortunate position because like not a lot of people have like job security in this industry, but I want to plan for those, those times where maybe I don't have a job for 6 to 8 months, because it'll be like that where I got to go back and hunt and audition, and it's more so on my mind now because I have a family,
right,
and that happened just like that. I have 3 kids, the wife, the whole deal, man. I love it, but that is on the forefront of my mind even more so just because of that. I have to prepare for them. I have to plan for them, it's not just me anymore. Right. So the previous years maybe it wasn't, but having a family, I'm so happy that I'm in that mindset now where I'm like, yeah, I want that safety net. Right. I want to plan, and it's not just this. It's not just me as an actor. What am I going to do in then 5 years from now, 10 years from now? How am I going to make sure that they're safe and their college fund is established? And investments, man, I just really want to get into it and just be a smart person with my money.
I've been looking at this property for probably over 12 years. Through the various recessions and stuff, we came out of them in a very good place. So our occupancy we've been completely sold out for about 3 or 4 years.
Amazing.
And at that point, I entered into conversation, and about 2 years ago, we entered into the purchase of this property, which is 2 acres. It was kind of a no-brainer, is that we don't have any operating costs. Essentially, we have a little bit of utility costs, small amount of maintenance costs. So we're actually we're adding 57,000 square feet approximately, which is the size of a new facility, a full facility, but we're able to do it without any operating costs.
Now again, I'm fairly new to this. Why is that?
Because our operating costs here, our operations,
yeah,
all of our staffing and everything can meet this needs. So the only thing that we're really paying for is additional property taxes, some additional insurance, and a little bit of utilities.
Okay, amazing.
So it was like, this is kind of a no-brainer.
Right.
And so we've gone through it. We're about 2 to 3 months from opening on this expansion here.
What's the biggest quality that makes an actor or actress great?
Biggest quality that makes an actor.
What do you have to have to be great?
Thick skin. I think that's number one, to be honest. You have to have thick skin, because in this business, you're gonna get hundreds, maybe hundreds and thousands of no's before you get a yes. That's just how it is. I'm in the position I am now, but I went through so many auditions, and it's not like they physically say no. It's just that when you get into these rooms and these audition rooms with casting directors, there's about like 25, 30 other people there that look like me or similar to me, you know, and that just goes with anybody, if you're a man, woman, whatever, but you're going up against a lot of people, and there's a lot of talented people out there, and they can only choose one for that role, you know, and they might choose one because this person might be a little taller, or maybe is a little shorter, that's what they're looking for, or that person might have more talent than you. Sometimes they don't. That's what's even more upsetting, but you will never know as an actor. So you just have to go in there and do the best work that you possibly can. And it took a little bit of time for me to learn that. So thick skin, in my opinion.
Did you know the grind that you were about to go into once you got started? Did anybody prepare you for it?
No, nobody prepared me for that at all. At all. I just dove in head first, and
Any points in time where you thought maybe acting wasn't the thing for you?
oh, for sure.
You were going to redirect?
There was several times, and I'm very fortunate to be with the woman that I am today, my wife. At the time, she was my girlfriend before we even had a kid, and this was what's called the test. Like in this business, you go through auditions, and there's like pre-reads. Okay, I'm gonna meet the casting director today. All right, I did a good job. They want me to meet the director or producer. You go through levels. Sometimes you'll be going through about 7, 8 auditions just to get the job, and you might not get it. So this one time, it was my first time getting to the point where I tested for the role. I signed the contract, which that's another thing. You're signing a contract showing you how much money you're going to make.
Yeah.
And this was gonna be a big show, big network. My first time, I'm like, oh my God. Before I actually go into the room, signed it and everything. That didn't really faze me. I'm not worried. Once I get on camera, I do my thing. So I did it, and I didn't get the job. And again, like I said, I'm just thinking about, as I'm going in there, I'm thinking about all the zeros, and I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna buy, this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm already thinking about those things. But I mean, again, I didn't get the job. It was just down to me and maybe 2 other guys. That's kind of how it is once you test. I got so depressed. It was maybe a good like 2 to 3 days where I'm just like, I'm terrible. This ain't for me. I'm a terrible actor. All this, like I just was kicking myself. And it was my, like I said, my wife today, but girlfriend at the time, she was my rock. She was like, no, what are you talking about? This is a win. The fact that you even got to this point, are you kidding me? And I'm like, oh, you're right. There's levels to this. Now I'm competing against these guys, and the people that I was going up against, they got a long resume. So I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. So she kind of just had to, put me in check. But that was one of the biggest like defeats that I ever had at the time, and it just got to my head. And yeah, like I said, she snapped me out of it.
It's one thing to have a relationship with somebody on social media. It's a whole nother thing to actually get together with them in person. So it was awesome just hanging with Jeff, hearing more about him, and also like getting the opportunity to show somebody an actual property. It's like one of the best things about real estate. It's so real. It's a physical asset. So it was cool to show him something that we have already built that, we've been able to operate and manage for a long time, and then take him to our newest one where we haven't even started construction yet. And just to see his reaction of what we're actually doing in real time was pretty rad.